September 11th, 2001. In this explainer, we're looking at the facts of that day, the exact sequence of events, and the profound, lasting legacy it left behind. Now, I know it's a heavy topic, but it is absolutely crucial for understanding exactly how our current world was shaped in just a matter of hours.
You know what's so jarring about September 11th is the stark contrast of how it started. It began like any completely mundane American morning. Millions of people were just pouring a cup of coffee, dropping their kids off at school, commuting to the office, or boarding flights for business trips. It was just an ordinary Tuesday. But within just a few short hours, the unimaginable happened. That ordinary Tuesday turned into the deadliest terrorist attack in modern history. The sheer suddenness of that transition, it still staggers us today.
Part 1. The Coordinated Airborne Attacks. 19 terrorists and 4 commercial airplanes.
Let's move to and see how this builds. The entire world literally stopped to watch as this terrifying sequence unfolded live on television. 19 terrorists, acting as part of the Al-Qaeda network, hijacked 4 commercial airplanes with the intent to use them as guided weapons. It all started when American Airlines Flight 11 crashed right into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. At first, a lot of people just thought it was a terrible freak navigational accident, but as the news networks broadcasted the burning tower, a second hijacked plane suddenly struck the South Tower. That illusion of a tragic accident vanished instantly. It was a clear, coordinated attack on the United States. And shortly after that terrifying realization, the horror compounded when a third plane crashed into the Pentagon, just outside of Washington, D.C.
Part 2. The Heroes of Flight 93. Bravery in the Skies.
While the whole world was watching New York and D.C. in shock, a truly remarkable story of resolute bravery was unfolding in the sky. This was aboard the 4th hijacked plane, United Airlines Flight 93, which was also heading toward the nation's capital. Through scattered in-flight phone calls, the passengers and crew learned about the earlier attacks. Once they realized their flight was part of this massive plot, they made the unimaginable, collective decision to fight back against their hijackers. Their incredible courage and ultimate sacrifice actively prevented those terrorists from reaching their intended destination. They forced the plane down in an empty field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, saving countless lives on the ground.
Part 3. The Immediate Aftermath. The Fall of the Towers.
Zooming back to Lower Manhattan, the scene on the ground was incredibly intense, defined by desperate and deeply heroic rescue efforts. While civilians were running out of the buildings to escape, firefighters, police officers, and medical personnel were doing the exact opposite. They were rushing in. They willingly entered those burning skyscrapers to evacuate as many people as possible, despite the unimaginable danger. But the extreme heat from the burning jet fuel was just too much, severely weakening the steel structures. First, the South Tower collapsed, and shortly after, the North Tower fell, causing these massive, suffocating clouds of dust and debris to completely engulf the streets.
Nearly 3,000. I just want to pause for a second to let the sheer gravity of that number sink in. Nearly 3,000 diverse individuals lost their lives that single morning. We're talking about office workers, airline passengers, those heroic first responders we just mentioned, and citizens from many different nations. On top of that, thousands more were injured, and countless families were forever changed in an absolute instant.
But in the days that followed all of that physical destruction, the nation demonstrated incredible resilience. Americans united in this collective grief, yes, but also in profound determination. Rescue and recovery teams painstakingly searched through the rubble at Ground Zero, at the Pentagon, and out in that Shanksville field. At the same time, communities across the entire nation, and really all around the world, held memorial services to honor the victims.
Part 4. How the World Changed. The Geopolitical Legacy.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how these localized attacks didn't just end on the morning of September 11th. They instantly triggered sweeping global changes that you and I still experience every single day. First off, it completely reshaped foreign policy, leading the U.S. to launch massive military operations in Afghanistan against Al-Qaeda and its supporters. Beyond that, everyday travel was permanently altered. Airport security became strictly regulated worldwide. You know, taking off your shoes at the security checkpoint or limiting the size of your liquids, all of that is a direct result of this one day. Governments globally introduced entirely new measures to combat terrorism, fundamentally shifting how the entire world secures its borders.
September 11th, 2001 was an undeniable day of profound loss, but it also revealed an unbreakable human spirit.
The sheer courage shown by ordinary citizens, those brave passengers of Flight 93, and the tireless first responders, it continues to inspire people around the world forever. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. As we move forward over 2 decades later, we have to ask ourselves, how does the enduring legacy of September 11th continue to silently shape the world we live in today through both unimaginable tragedy and profound resilience?